What if your country's military secrets were for sale? Picture this. A group of hackers, calling themselves Net Hunter, infiltrate the Israeli regime's Ministry of Military Affairs. But they don't stop at just breaking in. No, they decide to go a step further, offering up the stolen data for sale unless hundreds of Palestinian prisoners are set free. The news shook the world when NetHunter announced the unthinkable breach on their Telegram channel. And if that wasn't alarming enough, it was later confirmed by security sources, taking the shock to a whole new level. The audacity of the group is staggering, not just for the breach, but for what they claimed to have gotten their hands on. We're talking classified documents, data on senior officers, and even documents of cooperation agreements between Israel and other states. So now, we're left with a chilling question. What happens when military secrets are up for grabs? The stakes are high, and the hackers are playing a dangerous game. The game in question, an ultimatum that could potentially shake the foundations of the Israeli regime. The hacker group, known as NetHunter, has demanded the release of 500 Palestinian prisoners. The alternative? They threaten to sell the stolen data to pro-Palestinian states. This data isn't just any ordinary information. It includes classified communications and orders from the Ministry of Military Affairs. And the price tag attached to this information is no less staggering. The hackers are asking for 50 bitcoins. To give you an idea of the magnitude of this sum, it's approximately $3.45 million. The conundrum Israel now faces is truly a precarious one. Do they yield to the hackers' demands, thus setting a potential precedent for future cybersecurity threats? Or do they risk the exposure of their military secrets, a move that could potentially compromise their national security? This bold ultimatum puts Israel in a precarious position to yield to the hackers' demands or risk exposing military secrets. The clock is ticking and the world watches on with bated breath. This isn't the first time that such an attack has taken place. In fact, it's eerily reminiscent of a similar breach that occurred last November. A group of pro-Palestinian hackers who call themselves Cybersecurity pulled off a similar feat, bypassing security measures and gaining access to sensitive data. Like a chilling echo of the present, the past unfolds itself. The parallels between the two attacks are striking and impossible to ignore. It begs the question, what measures are in place to safeguard against such breaches? In the previous attack, Cybersecurity didn't just infiltrate the ministry's systems, they went a step further. They dumped huge troves of stolen data on their own Telegram account for the world to see. The names of active duty and reserve troops were laid bare, exposed to the world. These recurring breaches not only shake the trust in the system, but pose a significant threat to national security. The last words resonate, leaving a chilling reminder of the potential risks at hand. What are the potential ramifications of such audacious cyber attacks? As we delve into the aftermath of these daring breaches, we realize the stakes are incredibly high. National security is undeniably compromised, leaving a nation vulnerable and exposed. The stolen data, in the wrong hands, could be used to strategize and even execute damaging operations against the affected nation. Beyond the immediate threat to national security, there's the potential diplomatic fallout to consider. The revelation of cooperation agreements between states could strain or even sever diplomatic ties. Trust, once lost, is not easily regained. The impact on international relations is another significant concern. The breach has exposed not only Israel, but potentially its allies and accomplices as well. The ripple effects of this incident could be felt far and wide, disrupting the global equilibrium. And what of the hackers' demands? If met, they could establish a dangerous precedent, encouraging similar acts in the future. On the other hand, if ignored, the stolen data could end up in the hands of those willing to exploit it, leading to potentially catastrophic outcomes. As we grapple with the shock of this breach, one thing is clear: cyber warfare is a potent threat that cannot be ignored. The consequences are far-reaching and potentially devastating.